Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to the Olympic Club here in San Francisco, California. Greg Meskel here with you for the 2023 Peter J. Cutino Awards, and we are here in the room where it will happen. We're taking you up to the start of our program here tonight at 7 p.m. local time when our MC Chris Dorst will get us started as we look ahead to honoring the best in the world of college water polo. This award named after, of course, the late legendary Cal head coach Peter Cutino, who guided the Bears to so many NCAA championships and has become the namesake of this honor. Now, if this is your first time watching the Cutino Awards or you're not familiar with this honor, it is like a lot of other awards that you're familiar with. If you follow other college sports, we often say the Cutino Award, it's like the Heisman for water polo, or it's like the Naismith Award if you think about college basketball, or Hobie Baker as we go through the other sports here, as you see a comparison on your screen of different awards from different sports. Welcome back here at the Olympic Club on Post Street right here in the city in San Francisco. Greg Meskel here with you as we continue our Cutino Award live presentation. Taking up to the start of our program, we've got one of our finalists, Jake Ehrhardt here. Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me, Greg. Excited to be here.
Yeah, Jake, this is awesome, man. Congrats to you. Heck of a career at USC. 5 years, what a run.
Yeah.
Have you had a moment to kind of just think back on what these 5 years have been like for you?
Yeah. You know, it's been quite a journey. And 5 years seems like a really long time, but thinking back on it, it really flew by. You know, I've made a lot of good memories there. And looking back, I just couldn't be happier with the decision that I made 5 years ago to go to USC.
You think back to that first season, and Jake has the hardware. He has the national championship ring here with him. You win that title in the first year, and then you become a mainstay at USC. You look at the numbers here, and I was just looking at some of the data, right? 6th all-time in scoring USC. That is a crowded list of talented players. When you think back at that first year, what did you hope for yourself? Did you ever imagine where you'd end up when you talk about the impact you made at USC?
Yeah. You know, I had hopes to win multiple championships, and that's always the goal when you go to a place like USC, especially hearing that from the coaches even before you get there. You're coming here to win rings, and they almost guarantee you rings coming in because it's such a tough program, and you know, a program that's stood for a really high culture for so long. But you know, those early practices, I remember looking up at the banners and seeing some of the great players that played there, and I really just wanted to make the entire Trojan family proud, and that was my main goal, and to make my teammates proud. So I think looking back on that, we did a pretty good job of that. Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. Now, we were talking about it before, right? That ring was the first one. You got there other times. It didn't go your way.
Yeah.
Are you able to take satisfaction in that you were on a team that was one of the best every year, or is that hard to process because you wanted to be the one that won the title?
Yeah. No, I think it's tough to process a couple days, weeks, you know, even months after it happens. But when you get a chance to step back, like a moment like today, you really think how proud you are, and you're pretty happy with, you know, everything that happened.
When you get the news that you're a finalist for an award like this, and Cammy was just talking about a fellow Trojan, that it's such a reflection on the team around you. When the word gets out, Jake Ehrhardt, a finalist, what's the response you're hearing from people in your water polo world?
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people are really happy to hear that we had a finalist this year, and you know, not to say I didn't expect it, but it's not something that I thought about for the entire season. So to kind of hear it happen after, you know, it was a nice surprise. Yeah, you know, the whole season was bittersweet the way it ended.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm happy to be here, and I'm on great company.
You know, and I could see why you'd say that, because a lot of players say that they're not thinking about this, right? You're thinking about the end goal and trying to win a championship.
Yeah.
You look at your run at USC, and any player on USC falls into this problem where there's so much depth and so much talent that it's not easy to be the guy that everyone's focusing on, right? If you think about to your earliest seasons there, talking just pure offense, right? Jacob Mirchep, eventually a guy like Hannes, right? Yeah. They might get more of the notoriety early on. Yeah. What is it about that program that if you stick with it, you eventually get your opportunity? I think back to the last 20 years of USC water polo. As guys matured into their junior and senior years, they maybe weren't the go-to guy as freshmen or sophomores, but if they stood in there, they got their chance.
Yeah, no, especially at USC, every day in practice, everybody's getting an opportunity to play and to make an impact on the game. So for me, early on with big players like Merced, Marko Vavic, obviously,
Sure.
Hannes early, my role was different, but as the time went on, my role really changed to more of an offensive threat, and that's what I needed to be. So kind of step into the role as best you can.
Team USA, you're now segueing into training with that
Yeah.
group, and tell me what that process has been like for you to kind of take on a bigger role with the U.S. and
Yeah.
what your ambitions are with the United States.
Yeah. So right now that's my main focus, is making that team and being an impact player on that team. And we're in training right now, so it's actually nice to kind of just take a break this weekend and reset a little bit. But I'm just hoping to be a good impact player on that team, and as a defender, play tough and earn the respect of not only my teammates but the rest of the world.
How challenging is it, and I'm kind of getting at the comparison here, right? You're recruited to play at USC, they want you to be on that team, and then it's your job to kind of carve out your role, whereas with the national team, everyone's trying to kind of recruit themselves to be a part of it. How difficult are the two, to carve out your role at USC and then to try to show you belong with Team USA?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a different challenge. With USA, you got to make yourself known, and you got to immediately show your worth on the team in the water. So I think that's definitely something that I had to figure out, and I think these past few years, going on more trips and being a part of more trainings, I've learned to not be afraid to show your skills, show your talents in the water, and really just show the entirety of your game.
Do you think about Paris today? Is that top of mind, or is it about the next tournament? How do you process your Team USA journey?
Yeah, I think there's multiple depths to what you think about every day. So on a day-to-day basis, it's what can I do today to make myself better? But in the back of your mind, the end goal is to make, obviously, that Paris team and to help push our team forward to hopefully a medal. So, that is in the back of my mind. But on a day-to-day basis, try to focus on the small things.
Are you headed to play overseas at any point in the future?
Yeah, so I actually just signed with Sabadell.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thank
fantastic.
you very much. So I'm very excited to go over there.
Yeah.
And start my first season as a professional player.
Very cool, very cool. Well, last thing for you, anyone that gets to this stage often thanks their family, right? And whether they win or not, if they get a chance to speak at that podium, they're going to have some things to say about their family. I happen to notice, I've talked to him many times, your dad is a huge supporter of everything you do and of water polo.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are many more in your family, but what has your family meant to you in this whole journey?
It's tough to put into words sometimes, but my dad, my parents, and my family as a whole has been such a support through this whole process. It's funny, they actually surprised me here tonight. I didn't think they were going to be able to make it.
Oh, that's great.
But I just saw them down in the reception, so that was a really nice surprise. They've just been so instrumental in supporting me, ups and downs. I think for any athlete who plays any sport for a long time, you need to have a good supporting group behind you, and they've been more than that for me. So, I'm going to be thanking them all night long. And every time I look over and see my parents here, it just makes me smile.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jake Ehrhardt, awesome to talk with you, bud.
Thank you very much.
Good luck
Greg.
tonight, and we'll see you down the road.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
We'll take a quick time out. We'll come back. Steady leadership, defensive savvy, offensive prowess. These are the key elements of an elite water polo player, and Jake Ehrhardt had them all on display in 2022. In his 5th season with the USC Trojans, Ehrhardt found the back of the net 55 times. He recorded 19 multiple goal outings, including a career-high 5 goals against the 5th-ranked Stanford Cardinal. When it was all said and done, Ehrhardt earned his 5th straight All-American honors with a first-team selection. On top of that, he finished his career as the Trojans' number 6 all-time leading scorer with 179 career goals.